children, this class we are going to see a new topic. The topic of the lesson is states of matter. Okay, so in this topic, what are the contents we are going to see? Let us see now. First one, introduction part. Second one, the solid state, the liquid state, the gaseous state, next plasma state, followed by Bose-Einstein condensate. Next, particle mode of 3 states. Finally, explanation of states of matter on the basis of molecular structure. Finally, we are going to do one activity based on this topic. Right, children? Okay. Matter is all around you. All atoms and compounds are made of minute particles of matter. You cannot see atoms. Matter can be defined as anything which occupies space and has weight. Okay. Now let me move to the classification of matter. Matter can be classified into 3 states on the basis of their physical states. Okay. What are the 3 states? One is the solid state, second one liquid state, and another one is the gaseous state. First, let me discuss about the solid state. The solid state is one of the fundamental state of matter. Okay. Solids have definite shape, definite size, and definite melting point. Okay, that is, they cannot change the shape. Solids have a very high density. Okay. Solids cannot be compressed much. Okay. Solids cannot be compressed much and it possesses rigidity. Solids cannot be compressible. It is incompressible. You cannot compress it. Okay. And it possesses rigidity. Rigidity means unable to bend. Okay. It's not flexible. Right. Solids cannot flow. Solids cannot flow and also it is not diffused into each other. Okay. So what are the characteristic features of solids? Solids are rigid. So look at the diagram. Here, see the solids. Okay, it is rigid. Solids are tightly packed. Okay, the molecules of solids are closely, very tightly packed. Look at the diagram. See, these are molecules. These molecules are tightly packed. Okay, so that is also one of the property of solids. Okay, so what are the properties of solids? Solids have definite shape, definite size, and definite melting point. Next one, the molecules of solids are tightly or closely packed. Okay, solids do not flow and they cannot diffuse into each other. Right? Solids have very high density. Okay, solids cannot be compressed and also it possesses rigidity. Okay, see here. It is rigid in nature and solids have fixed shape. Okay, we cannot change the shape and also solids have fixed volume. Got it, children? Right. Shall we move to the liquid state now? The liquids take up the shape of the container. That is, it can change the shape. Hence, liquids have no definite shape. Okay, liquids have fixed volume. Liquids have very low density. Okay. Liquids flow from higher level to lower level. They are fluids, hence they flow like water. Okay. Liquids can be compressed slightly. Okay. When compared to solids, solids means you cannot compress it. But liquids can be compressed slightly. Okay. So what are the properties of liquids? Liquids take up the shape of the container. It can change the shape. Hence, liquids have no definite shape. Okay. Liquids have definite volume. Okay. Liquids have very low density. Liquids have low density. Okay. In solids, solids have high density, but liquids have low density. Liquids flow from higher level to lower level. They are fluids, hence they flow like what? Water. Okay. Next, liquids can be compressed very slightly. These are the characteristic features of liquids. Okay, look at the diagram. Liquids are not rigid in nature. It has no fixed shape. Why? Because it changes their shape. Next, liquids are fixed volume. See the molecules. Molecules are loosely packed in liquids. But in solids, molecules are closely packed, isn't it? But in liquids, the molecules are somewhat loosely packed molecule. Got it, children? Shall we move to the next one, gaseous state? Yes. The gaseous state has very low density. Okay. Gases can be highly compressible. Gases have no fixed shape and no fixed volume. Hence, they can occupy the entire area. Okay. Large amount of gas can be filled in a small container. Why? Because it is highly compressible. Okay. For example, we use LPG. No, LPG means what? Liquefied petroleum gas. So this liquefied petroleum gas, short form is LPG. It is most commonly used in household as a fuel for cooking. Okay. Mainly it contains propane and butane gases. It consists of propane and butane gases. And another one is, you might have heard about compressed natural gas. That is short form as CNG. CNG is compressed natural gas. This compressed natural gas is used as a fuel in vehicles. Okay, here liquefied petroleum gas as well as compressed natural gas, both are in the compressed form only. Okay, in hospitals, oxygen cylinders are used. No, that oxygen cylinders, it is also in the compressed form only. Got it, children? Okay, now look at the diagram here. See the molecules. This is a gaseous state. See the molecules. Molecules are very loosely packed molecule. Okay, that's what it occupies. Also, it has no fixed shape and volume. So it occupies the whole area. Got it, children? So in gaseous state, it is not rigid in nature. It has no fixed shape. Also, no fixed volume. Okay, children. So now we discussed about the fundamental three states of matter. Okay, what are they? One is the solid state, another one is the liquid state, next one is the gaseous state. So you should understand the difference between, what's the difference between solids, liquids and gases. Okay, next we can move to the plasma state. The plasma state is often called the fourth state of matter. Okay, the plasma state is a gaseous mixture of positive ions and electrons. Okay, plasma state mainly consists of charged particles. Hence, it can conduct the electricity. Okay, the sun and the stars consist of plasma. Okay, next, human-made plasma is mainly is mainly found in the fluorescent light bulbs as well as in the neon bulbs. Okay, fluorescent light bulbs and neon bulbs are the best examples of plasma state. Okay, when electricity flows through it, in fluorescent bulb as well as neon bulbs, gas is filled. No, here the atoms break into electrons as well as ions. Okay, here the atoms break into charged electrons and ions. Okay, plasma is it is commonly found in lightning also. So during this time, I told you, the atoms break into electrons, charged electrons and ions. Here the plasma is found, okay, with a specific color, okay. And in real life we use plasma TV also, isn't it? Plasma TV as well as fluorescent light bulbs also we use. It consists of plasma, okay. The sun of the stars glows due to the presence of what? Plasma only, okay children. So plasma state is often called the fourth state of matter. It consists of charged particles, okay. Hence it can conduct the electricity, and plasma is found in lightning also. Got it children? Right. Next we can move to Bose-Einstein condensate. This Bose-Einstein condensate is the fifth state of matter, and it is the main work of the scientists Satyendranath Bose and Albert Einstein. Okay, Satyendranath Bose and Albert Einstein. It is defined as a matter of a dilute gas of bosons, which is cooled to the temperatures very close to the absolute zero. What is meant by bosons? Bosons are nothing but subatomic particles like photons. It is a subatomic particle. You know about the subatomic particles, isn't it? Protons, electrons, neutrons. So bosons is also nothing but the subatomic particles like photons. Got it children? Right. Shall we move to the next one? So these are the basic states of matter. Okay, what are the 5 states of matter? The fundamental 3 states of matter are solid state, liquid state and gaseous state only. And what is the 4th state of matter? The 4th state of matter is plasma state, and the 5th state of matter is Bose-Einstein condensate. Okay children? Next, we can move to the particle mode of 3 states. Already we discussed about the particle mode. In solid state, the molecules are closely packed, and in liquid, the molecules are loosely packed, and in gases, the molecules are very loosely packed. This is the particle mode. Okay, here some of the properties which decide the states of matter. What are the properties? See the first one, intermolecular distance. Next one, force of attraction between the particles, and the third one, kinetic energy of the particles. These 3 properties decide the states of matter. Okay, you should remember this one children. It is a 2-mark question. What are the properties decide the states of matter? One is the intermolecular distance. Second one is the force of attraction between the particles, and third one is the kinetic energy of the particles. Got it children? Shall we move to the next one? Good. Next we can move to the explanation of states of matter on the basis of molecular structure. Okay, first let us see about the solid state. In solid state, the intermolecular space is very small. See the intermolecular space. Intermolecular space is very small, and intermolecular force is large. That is why solids have definite shape, definite volume. Okay, and also it is incompressible. Got it children? In solid state, the intermolecular space is very small, whereas intermolecular forces are large. Because of this, solids have definite shape, definite shape, okay, and then definite volume, fixed volume, and solids are incompressible. Right? Next one, liquid state. In liquid state, the intermolecular spaces are large. See, there are some intermolecular spaces are here. No. So these intermolecular spaces are large in solids, whereas intermolecular forces are small. Okay. So because of this, the molecules of liquids have more kinetic energy. Kinetic means what? Moving. Okay. The molecules of liquids have more kinetic energy than solids. Okay. Hence, the molecules can interchange from their position. That is why liquids take up the shape of the container. Why liquids take up the shape of the container? Because of its high kinetic energy. More kinetic energy it is in the liquid state when compared to solid state. Because of this, liquids have more liquids actually it takes up the shape of the container because of this reason only. Okay. Next we can move to the gaseous state. So in gaseous state, the intermolecular spaces are more than 1000 times. Okay, more than 1000 times bigger than the liquid state. Okay, more than 1000 times. Okay, in gaseous state already we discussed it is highly compressible in nature, isn't it? Here the molecules are free to move in any direction. That is why gases have no fixed shape and no fixed volume. Okay, here the molecules that is in gaseous state, the molecules are very free to move in all directions. That is why gases have no fixed shape as well as no fixed volume. Got it, children? Okay. So we discussed about the explanation of states of matter on the basis of molecular structure also. Understood what are the things we discussed today, children? One is about the solid state, liquid state and gaseous state. These three are the fundamental states of matter. Okay, three fundamental states of matter are solid state, liquid state and gaseous state. Next one, fourth state is the plasma state. Okay, and what about the fifth state? The fifth state is the Bose-Einstein condensate. Next we discussed about the particles decide, what are the properties decide the three states of matter. That also we discussed. Finally we discussed about the explanation of the states of matter based on their molecular structure. Okay, now we are going to do one activity by using syringe. What is the concept behind this activity? After the activity we can decide, we can conclude about it. Okay, now take your book. Take the second page, take the third page of this lesson. So, what is the heading is given to show that to show that solids are completely incompressible, liquids are only slightly compressible, whereas gases are highly compressible. Okay, what are the things are required for this activity? We need 3 syringes. Okay, so we have to take 3 syringes. Got it? Right. Now what we have to do? We have to remove the piston from all the 3 syringes. Where is the piston here? This is the piston, isn't it? So we have to remove the piston. So have to remove like this. Second syringe, remove the piston. For third syringe also you have to remove the piston. Okay. Now what we have to do? In the first syringe, in the first syringe we have to fill the chalk powder. Okay. The first syringe what we have to fill? The first syringe we have to fill the chalk powder, and in the second syringe we have to fill water. Third syringe no need to fill anything because it is already filling what? Already air filled here, isn't it? Okay, now the first syringe, what we are going to fill? Chalk powder. I am going to fill the chalk powder in this syringe. Okay. Okay, now the first syringe is filled with what? chalk powder. Okay. Now, close the piston. Okay. Next, what we have to do? We have to fill water in the second syringe. Okay. Take some water and fill water. Okay, the second syringe is filled with water. The third syringe is just to fill the, put the piston. No need to fill anything. Why? Because already what is filled in this piston? Air is filled here. Okay. The first piston, what is filled? Chalk powder. The second piston, water. And in the third, in the second syringe, we filled the water. And in the third syringe, no need to fill anything. We didn't fill anything here. Empty only. Okay. Now what we have to do? Try to compress the piston. Okay. Try to compress the piston. First I take the chalk powder syringe. Okay. Now I am going to compress it. See, it is very difficult to compress. Why? What is the reason behind this, children? Yes, because solids are solid. Chalk powder is nothing but what? Solid only, isn't it? Powder. So, solids are incompressible. We cannot compress it. Okay, if I give what? If I give force, no, it is not moving. Why? Because it is incompressible. Solids are incompressible. The piston does not move here because solids are what? Compressible or incompressible? Incompressible. We cannot compress it. Okay. So the next one, in the next syringe we filled with water, isn't it? Now I am going to push the piston. See, I have to apply somewhat pressure. Okay. So here it is slightly what? Compressed. Why? Because liquids are slightly compressed. Okay, liquids are slightly compressed, but solids are incompressible. So it is slightly only compressed. When I take the third syringe, okay, if I press it, see what happened? It is highly compressible. Okay, so if I press like this, easily see the piston. Why? Because it is filled with air. Okay, gas. So gases are highly compressible in nature, but solids are not compressible. So chalk powder, we cannot compress it, isn't it? So this one is incompressible. Liquids are slightly compressible, whereas gases are highly compressible. Okay, children. So what is your observation about this activity? The piston of the first syringe does not move. Okay, the piston of the second syringe slightly moved, and the piston of the third syringe moved to a large extent. Okay, so what do you conclude from this experiment? From this activity we can conclude that solids can be, okay, solids cannot be compressed by applying pressure. Solids cannot be compressed by applying pressure, whereas liquids can be compressed. Okay, liquids can be slightly compressed by applying pressure, whereas gases can be easily highly compressed by applying pressure. What is the concept behind this? Solids are incompressible. Okay, liquids are slightly compressible, whereas gases are highly compressible. Okay, children. So this is the concept behind this activity, right? So what are the things we discussed? We discussed about the solid state, liquid state, gaseous state. Along with that, we discussed about the fourth state of matter. What is that? plasma state. And what about the last fifth state of matter? Bose-Einstein condensate. Then we discussed about the properties which decide the state of matter, and also we discussed about the what explanation of states of matter based on the molecular structure. Apart from that, we discussed about the activity also. Okay. So now assignment time. Assignment time. So you have to learn about the solid state, liquid state, and gaseous state. Okay. Along with that, you have to learn the properties also. What are the properties will come under solid, and also you should give some examples. Real life examples also you can give. So many real life examples we can give, isn't it? You think and write. For liquids also you have to write the properties. Okay, minimum 5 points or 6 points you have to write. Next one, for gaseous state also you should write the properties. Okay, along with that you should understand about the what is intermolecular space, what is intermolecular force. In gaseous state the intermolecular space is 1000 times more than that of liquids, isn't it? Here in solid state the intermolecular space is very small, but intermolecular force is large. That is why the molecules are closely packed in solid state. Like that you have to think and write. Okay, and also you should write the properties of solid state, liquid state, and gaseous state. You have to write one time, children. Along with that, you should go through that activity. If permits, with your parents' supervision, you do this experiment at home. Okay, children, try to complete the assignment. Thank you, children.